We'll see how. I don't know how loud it's gonna be.
About to find out.
Turn it down a little bit.
I'm just hoping it's actually.
Yes. That makes me nervous. Like, I have full faith that the mic's gonna pick up your voice, but.
Oh, do you need me to? You wanted me to be closer to the mic? Is that what you're saying?
Well, okay. What if you switch where your computer's at and where your...
We can do that. We can do that. We can do that in the middle of the show. That's perfect. In the start of the show, we can do this.
I didn't know that that's...
You didn't know that was going to be one of your hills to die on? Is that it?
Yes.
All right. Is that better? Or do you
Yeah.
think that? Do you think that's going to work out?
I think that's better.
Okay. All right.
I think it's closer to you than...
We're still working on it, guys, in case you haven't noticed. So, full disclosure, we are learning how to use some new equipment that we bought. Because, as y'all know, we talked about we did a little bit of the reunion episode that we did. We talked about how the lapel mics failed us and how the sound was awful. Right?
Mhm.
So, I did my due diligence. I went on the interwebs and I tried to find something that could make us sound better. And lo and behold, I found a whole kit that hopefully makes us sound better. And we're learning how to use it as we go with the format that we utilize and everything like that. So hopefully this works out. Hopefully this sounds good. I forgot to hit record on our new thing, but I'll do that. Now I'm debating, should I hit the record button now? We'll see what happens. All right, we're recording on it.
Okay.
It'll pick up our microphones along with this. So, okay, that notwithstanding, how are you? It's been a long time. We haven't done this in so long. We did an episode 2 weeks ago, right? It was 2 weeks ago. We did a small little snippet because people were asking me, where did you guys go? Are you guys still doing it? I'm like, yeah, we're still doing it. And then a couple of weeks went by and I was like, are we still doing it? Like, so I think we took a little bit of time off because we needed it. We definitely needed time away. Or at least I did. I can't speak for you. I needed a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And the problem is, that turned into a lot more time than I wanted it to be. Here we are. I'm hoping you'll jump in at any moment in time and say something to stop me from rambling.
Well, yes. There was a lot of time that needed to be had. A lot happened and some disappointment over things not working out the way that we thought it would at the reunion. Not the reunion itself, just the sound quality situation. And you guys, I'm still sifting through that. So
yeah, it's going to take a while. I heard the audio I heard a little bit of the audio, and let's just say we were not happy at all, which prompted us to grab this new equipment so that we can do this correctly, or so we feel like we can do this correctly. We don't even know if we're doing it correctly. We're just doing it.
No, we're just taking a chance right now.
We're just taking a chance right now.
It sounded good in our test, but
it always sounds
good.
Every time we do a test, we're like, oh, it's going to sound great. And then it comes out grainy and disgusting. And we're like, we don't know how to fix this. So
yeah, but
we're trying to fix it.
Dylan has spent some time and money on how to make this better. And I'm fingers crossed hoping that it works out.
Yeah, I can't let you do all the work. And if you guys see me shift around a lot, so y'all all know that I get real restless. Well, the problem is I have one of my old dressers or nightstands that I don't utilize. I'm utilizing it for this because we don't have a table and I can't find a table. And the problem is this is a hill that I'll die on. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I can't find anything that I like as far as stable to set stuff on. So I have an old nightstand and I have no legroom whatsoever. So that's why I'm turned this way. So I will do my best to make sure that you guys hear me correctly.
I'm nervous that these mics will pick up my
these microphones
gulping.
These microphones have picked up everything so far. Like I go like this.
Yeah.
Sorry to whoever heard that. Okay. What do you want?
How do we do this? What are we doing?
How do I do this? This is beyond obsession. We've literally forgotten how to do this. And I have. There we go. Let's shift it that way. That's better. My microphone there.
Yeah, I'm like, move it closer.
I know. There's only so far I can go before it falls off the damn thing. Sorry. All right. What do you want to talk about? Let's actually do this correctly. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so do you feel comfortable with how much we've recapped? Do you want to jump further into it? You want to discuss what exactly held us from it and then jump on it? Or do you want to just jump into our...
So I want to make sure because did I talk about why I took time off and why I disappeared for a while
No. No,
last
I
time?
mean,
Did I say
no.
I didn't? I just said that I had something bad happen. Yeah, I could talk about it.
Okay.
I'll give a small there. So I'll tell there will come a time when I tell the full story. But a small tidbit into right around the same time that we did our reunion episode. Like I believe it was like almost right after that, right? Marie was in the throes of a big move. It was a pretty big move. Yes. And so we took time away for that because I was like, I mean, if we do something, we do something. If not, cool. Focus on getting your life together because we all got to do that, right? Well, things got put together and we did that episode. I don't know if you guys have saw or seen the stuff on TikTok and on the Facebook of that episode. And so that was the episode we did after that. And was that prior to the union?
That was prior to,
Okay,
yeah.
that was prior to the union, to the reunion episode. So did that episode, did the reunion episode.
Yeah, the next week.
And then maybe, and we were going to take a small break. We're just going to take the following week because we were like, we did those 2 episodes. That was a big one for us. We just needed to take a break. Well, that break turned into a lot longer because I also was in the process of moving as well to our recording area, essentially. I'm not going to say where we're in. And then around that same time, actually, I signed my lease on the 20th. 2 days after that, my father passed away. And anybody who knows me knows the tumultuous relationship that I had with my father. And one of these days I will tell the story because it is a pretty big story. Well, I don't want to say a pretty big story, but it's a very interesting story. I feel like it's something out of a movie, right? And I know that's weird to say, but the more I recap and the more I look back on it, right? The more I'm like, this isn't real life. The way this stuff happens does not happen in real life, right? Mm-hmm. This is the movie. But so on the flip side of that, I took that week. And the problem was, though, is during that same time frame, when I used the time that I had away to get myself moved. Well, we all know that when something bad happens and you don't take time to process it, it'll process itself on its own, right? So what ended up happening was I got settled in my apartment. I'm barely settled. I've still got stuff. Stuff is in a room, but it has not been put up. And I've been here, I think, a month. So I haven't set everything up the way I want it to be set up, right?
That's okay.
The problem ended up happening was after I got settled, we'll say, I began sitting in that discomfort because anybody who knows me, I've never lived by myself. I've never been by myself. In my 33 years of existence, never been by myself. And so this is a new feeling for me. So with sitting in that discomfort, along with the discomfort came for the grieving process for my dad. And that just turned into just I don't want to say a downward spiral because I didn't really spiral. I felt like I just didn't want to do anything outside of go to work and just kind of be by myself. And then that turned into, and then eventually somebody was like, hey, are you and Marie still doing the podcast? And I just was like, yeah, we need to start doing this again. So yeah, I will hopefully one of these days I'll tell the full story because it was just a timeline of the way things happened and how things happened and the way it happened was just crazy. I'll tell you that. So anyway, I'm not going to do any more. I don't want to like tear jerk or anything like that. Let's not make this that type of episode. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this one. We always have fun, just in our own way. So that's the recap that I have. That's where I've been. That's where I've gone missing. So
for me, I moved, and then I moved, and then I moved. It's, so we moved, man, sorry. It's been a long journey to this spot right here. But I had to deal with a lot of stuff at my old house. And I know I maybe shared a little bit about that, but this was pretty much around the same time that my husband got a new job. And that job involves a ton of traveling, a ton. So he helped me move all of the big stuff because I needed his truck to do that and we didn't want to rent a U-Haul because we had a truck. Mm-hmm. And so he helped me get all of the big stuff over, which was fantastic. And then literally he had to leave that same night and drive overnight to Oklahoma, which I'm very thankful for the help he gave me. And then it was kind of up to me to finish it out. And I had a bunch of people that came over and helped me physically, you included. And I'm very thankful for your. But I mean, you saw the state of that house. So basically, we had a leak that would not go away and would not be fixed, is how I'm going to leave that out in the world. So we had to find somewhere, and all of our past roommates decided to leave all of their stuff in our garage and with nowhere to go. So I had to end up renting a rollaway dumpster, which was like a 3 ton or something, like maybe it was 1 ton. I don't know. So it felt like 3 tons, but we filled it to the brim with all of the stuff. And I called my friend Madeline over because I broke down in tears. I was supposed to be out on Monday morning. I broke down in tears on Sunday evening and was like, I can't do this. I can't do it. And she's like, she dropped everything, came over and helped me. And we worked until like 3 o'clock in the morning that night. I mean, by the time she got there, she was mad at me because I didn't call for help sooner. Like I threw my back out. And so when she got there, I was literally like in so much pain waddling. And she's like, you need to sit down. Just sit down for a second. But I wouldn't let myself rest. So she mama'd me, and then we spent all day Monday just getting it done. And I called my old landlord and I was like, hey, I rented a dumpster. I'm not quite out yet. And they were like, no problem, totally understand. So that was kind of them. And we got it done. My mom came. She brought me a big Route 44 of water right in the heat of all of that. So much needed. Between her and Madeline, and we got it all finished up. That was good. So anyway, long story long, I also ended up making a career change, and I went from being in kind of the sales world, if you will, to I am now working at an elementary school as a librarian, and I absolutely love it. This past week was the first week back with kiddos, and I've already received a self-portrait, which I will have to show you guys. It's so funny. She's like, Mrs. White, I have to add your eyelashes. And it absolutely melted my heart, so I put it on my desk. But hold on, let me see if I can get it up to the camera. If not, I'll have to post it on Instagram. I can't find it now that I'm looking for it. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'll cover the girl's name, but can you guys see it?
She made your lips huge.
I know, and they're so uneven. I absolutely love it. And my eyelashes and my eyeballs. Oh my gosh. So it's fantastic. I love it.
That's
every
very cool.
second of it. And I love how wild. I said, do my eyelashes really look like that? And she goes, yeah, they're beautiful. Okay, thank you.
They really do look like that, but they're beautiful. Okay.
Anyway, I'm loving every second of it. And it's just everything I needed. It came with a pay decrease. So I am struggling on how to figure out my life. But it's okay. We'll get it figured out.
No, I'm not going to say that on camera. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say what I wanted to say.
Why?
I was going to say, but I mean, part of the reason you did that, I don't want to like put too much business in it, but part of the reason you made that switch is,
yes.
you know,
no. Yeah, my husband is spoiling
I would
me.
say your insanely talented husband has decided that, his income is going to to
enough to
yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't want
definitely.
I don't want to put business out there, but I was like,
I am not on the streets broke, like begging
this.
for money. No, I promise. But it's an adjustment for me because I'm used to
seeing a certain number in your account, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then but no, it's fine. We're okay. We're good.
I was gonna say,
I
was
just
sitting there going, like, you're gonna be just fine.
I just don't like seeing my yeah.
You don't like seeing you don't like seeing a lower number in your account. Hey,
Yeah.
we all do that.
Yeah. But anyway, that's where I've been. So, and it just became a lot to deal with and trying to manage. And then I don't have someone home. Well, I have a roommate right now, but she takes care of the dogs when I'm not there, but she will just console them. Like, she does not take them necessarily out of their kennel and stuff. So I don't like to be away from home for very long, so that they because prior to this, when we were at my studio and my husband was home, they would obviously be out of their kennel with him, so they wouldn't be like stuffed in a crate. But, so now I have to be like super conscious, okay, aware. That's another word, aware of how long I'm away from the house.
Got it. So she decided to drive all the way from Denton to Plano to come do the show. So
Anyway.
hopefully we're gonna have like an actual studio. I have a spare room that we can utilize for personal space. I'm hoping to get that. I'm hoping to have that done. Then again,
we're working on it.
yeah,
It's
always.
a work in progress.
Everything we do is a work in progress. But just keep in mind, everything that we do is for you guys.
Yeah.
So, all right. Do we want to get into the meat of the episode that we decided to do?
Yeah, it's already been 20 minutes. So here we go.
Yeah.
Buckle up. All right. Do you want me to start, or do you want to?
I'll let you start, but I want to do the old standby. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, we're gonna open up this episode on hills we would die on.
Mm-hmm.
And we provided a list. So any of these items that you feel like you're like, oh God, I don't agree with you at all, leave us a comment. Tell us why. We want to know all the things. So the first one, does your toilet paper go over or under? Mine goes over. I will literally go to somebody's house and switch it if I'm in their bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Did you have to switch mine?
I didn't notice yours.
I'm pretty sure. I like mine over as well, but sometimes
then it didn't bother me.
Okay, so I'm gonna say because sometimes I don't pay that much attention to it because it's not. That's not a hill that I'll die on. Because I don't really. Does that make sense?
I don't like. I feel like if it's under, it doesn't. It's not. It's not cohesive.
It's gonna roll the same way.
No, it does not. No, it does not, Dylan.
Yes.
If it's over,
it's gonna have to roll the exact. It's gonna roll the same way. I mean, it's not gonna come off. It doesn't come off any differently, does it?
Yes, it does.
I've never actually put that much thought into it.
You're such a man.
What do you want from me? I use it. Never mind. I was about to say the only thing I care about as far as like we'll just say, speaking of toilet paper, a hill that I will die on is I will live off of chopped ramen noodles as long as I can use the fluffy stuff. That's all. That's a hill that I will die on.
Colin's the same way. I had a coupon one time for like cheaper toilet paper, and he was like, here's $20. Like, go get me regular toilet paper. I need 3-ply at least.
Yeah, you're like, that still has bark in it. Like, no, I don't know what I'm done.
He's like, I don't want to poke my hole through it or my finger through it.
Yeah,
poke a hole through it with my finger.
Yeah, and you look like this still has bark in it. Like, I don't know when I'm done.
Yes.
So yeah, I will absolutely. That is like since we're on the subject of toilet paper, that is a hill that I will die on. Like, I won't use cheap toilet paper.
Okay, what about the infamous pineapples on pizza? Do you like pineapples on pizza?
I love pineapple on pizza.
I don't mind it either.
I don't understand why people get in such an uproar as far as that goes. So I'm notorious about I don't like sweets as far as with my food, if that makes sense. Like I don't like honey baked ham, despise honey baked ham. Yeah, I don't like the sweetness that comes with the ham. This I'm fine with. So it's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. But as far as that goes, I don't like honey baked ham. I don't like sweet ham. I don't like sweet, savory foods. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does make sense.
But with pineapple on a pizza, I'm perfectly fine with. But we're not putting any other fruit on.
I'm just not sure we can be friends anymore. I'll see myself out.
What? Do you like honey baked ham?
I do. I love honey. I prefer honey baked ham over turkey at Thanksgiving.
I'm the opposite. I prefer turkey over ham, over a glazed ham.
Interesting.
If the glaze is not super sweet, I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like super sweet. And I feel like sometimes when you get those store-bought hams, they're a little too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my problem.
Okay.
That's where I draw the line. Like if you made the glaze yourself and it's a little bit more savory and it's got a little bit of sweet to it, I'm good with that. But I don't like the actual like honey flavor with my ham. It just does not compete. I've got this plate full of savory food and now you're giving me this sweet ham. It does not compete. But yeah, pineapple on a pizza, perfectly fine with it. I don't understand why people get in such an uproar because it's like they just absolutely despise it. Like, okay, well don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to eat it. And there's some people that can't even look at it. It's like, then don't look at it. Like, scroll past it for the love of God.
Oh my gosh. Okay, those little movie clip thingies that you can send as like, memes, or the iPhone has them now. But do you pronounce it GIF or GIF? GIF? Really?
I pronounce it.
Wow. Okay, I do. I say GIF.
Do you really?
I do.
No, I don't know the proper pronunciation.
I don't either. I have zero
And
idea.
I know that GIF is short for something, and I cannot remember what it is. And there was a whole video I watched about it, and I don't know the proper pronunciation, but I know I say GIF for sure. And that's not a hill that I would die on, because like if somebody said I have this GIF, I'd be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what they mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You know,
your eyes not twitching.
Yeah, and it's like, and you're not holding a jar of peanut butter, so I know what you're talking about. You know.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
you know what I'm
Jiffy.
saying? So if you're not holding a jar of peanut butter, like I have this GIF. Okay.
Where's your jelly?
But I've always thought the correct pronunciation was GIF. But I mean, if you pronouncing it either way, I'm like, I know what you're talking about. Unless we're over the phone or not in person, it's like I have this GIF that I was watching, and you're like, peanut butter.
Okay, croissants should never be eaten with a fork and knife.
I will tell you with absolute certainty, it depends on where you get that croissant from.
Cheddars? Are you thinking of cheddars?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love cheddar croissants. Like, I dream about them.
You have to eat those.
If you guys don't know what Cheddar's is, it's a restaurant. It's like called Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen or something. But when you go there and you sit down, they will bring you a complimentary honey butter croissant. And it is divine.
And those have to be eaten with a fork and knife. Far from here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I live in a really... I didn't realize how I moved to a very convenient area.
Mm-hmm.
It was not convenient for a little bit, but it became convenient. Those, yeah, you have, but depending on where you get your croissants from, you should be eating them with a fork and knife.
Should?
Yeah. Sometimes you should, because sometimes they're just too messy, like dessert croissants.
Dessert croissants,
They need to be eaten with a fork and knife.
Yeah, because then, if like for example, chocolate croissants, even from Starbucks, you like because they heat them up, and it all melts out when you take your first bite.
Baffles the piss out of me when they do that. They have these croissants, and they know these people are going to be in their cars. They're going to heat this up to an ungodly temperature, and then you're going to bite into it. First of all that chocolate's going to come flying out of there, and it's going to burn you.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, if I'm in the store and I'm ordering it, that's fine, but not through the drive-thru. Like, don't eat it. Maybe they're supposed to. Maybe there's some sort of like health that they're supposed to do. So for some health reason, they're supposed to heat it up. But I'm like, I ordered those things one time, and I never did it again because I'm like, that was the most inconvenient thing I've ever had in my entire life. It was insanely messy, and I had no reason to have it. They were good, but chocolate just like burnt the hell out of my hand. And I'm just like, nah, I can't do that again.
They had these, which I really am hoping they bring it back, because I think we're like a week away from the pumpkin spice latte, just so you know.
Give me a thing of wassail any day.
It was like, golly, it was like 7 years ago at this point is the last time I saw this item at Starbucks.
Was there pumpkin spice croissants or whatever?
No, it was a apple cider donut.
Those are very popular in the New England area,
and
especially in Connecticut.
It was an old-fashioned donut, so it was like a cake donut with apple cider glaze on the top. And I mean, they were to die for. And I've only 7 years ago was like the last time I had it.
You can get those. I'm pretty sure Dunkin'. You know what? I would say I think Dunkin' Donuts have, because so.
I'm just gonna stare at you. No.
Why? I'm just saying.
I am not a Dunkin' person.
You're not.
I'm not a Dunkin'.
I'm not a Dunkin' person either, but I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure they have those.
Even the donuts, like, I'm not a Dunkin' person. And I think it's because honestly, I think it's because I do not feel well after I eat it, and I'm wondering, because they have the raspberry munchkins, if I am somehow being exposed to raspberry by accident,
by proxy.
Yeah,
because they handle those donuts with
whether it's gloves or their hand.
Yeah,
you know,
I could see that. Well, the reason I brought that up is because apple cider donuts are very popular, especially in Connecticut, because that's like the national food of Connecticut, I think. So those are very popular, and they're very good. But if you go there, like, speaking of donuts, like I don't really have because since we're on the subject for donuts, like a hill to die on as far as donuts go, I would take anything. Well, certain donuts. So I feel like donuts at Dunkin' are just kind of overrated, unless they want to sponsor our show. They're still good for sure, but I feel like I've had better. If that makes sense.
Definitely.
Like, there's a hole in the wall in Wiley that I feel like I've had better donuts at.
Which one?
I believe it's Rainbow.
I love Rainbow Donut.
No, it's in. I think it's the.
Is that the one with the drive-through?
I think that's the one. But then also in the downtown area, the one in the downtown
off
area,
of Ballard.
yeah, right across from.
I walked to that donut shop literally like every weekend with my friends that were on this podcast.
Yeah, I love those donuts. Rainbow is fantastic.
I like Shipley.
I do. There's a Shipley's not too far from me, and I love a good fresh Shipley's donut.
I like a fresh Krispy Kreme donut.
Krispy Kreme as well.
But if they're like the ones that you get at Kroger that's been sitting there,
several hours and stuff.
My goodness, no thank you.
Yeah, which I think people are like, you like Krispy Kreme, and it's like, have you ever actually had a Krispy Kreme donut? You're like, no,
when the sign is on.
Yeah. Did you go to Krispy Kreme, or did you get them from?
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, this might be our whole episode. Milk goes in the bowl after the cereal, not before you pour.
Absolutely.
Yes, no, I agree. I think it's a crime to pour your milk first.
Yeah, because how do you know how much milk you need?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I have cereal,
do you limit yourself to how much milk is in your bowl?
To me?
No, just in general.
I was
people
gonna say,
that do that.
So I eat cereal for breakfast. Like on Saturday, on mornings when I'm not working, I eat cereal for breakfast and I'll watch cartoons. Come at me. But it's healthy cereal because I'm kind of watching my figure. I told Marie, so a couple of weeks ago, before she came over here, I told her, I have snacks, I have all this type of stuff. And I was naming all this stuff, and I realized, all the stuff that I had was, zero sugar Dr. Pepper, and, I had, cashews and stuff, all this stuff that, and I was like, I've reached that age where I'm watching everything that I eat.
Yeah.
But but again, that goes back to the passing of my father. So I was I became, super conscious about everything that I was ingesting. Nope, we're not doing that anymore. So yeah, I put my cereal in the bowl first, and
same,
and I make sure I don't put a lot of milk in there either. I just feel like I need to cover the kernels, not kernels. I need to cover the cereal just enough for it to get wet. But I do. Never mind. Go ahead.
My favorite cereal, in the whole world, is Frosted Mini Wheats.
Oh yeah,
I love Frosted Mini Wheats. And Colin hates them.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Shut up.
But I can't say anything because I like Raisin Bran, and I feel like Raisin Bran is
I don't
a
like
really
raisins.
old person. Is a really old person thing. Honey Bunches of Oats.
Colin's is the Captain Crunch berry. Mm-hmm. It's I can't even have his favorite cereal.
Yeah, because it's got raspberries in it.
Yeah.
That's why he bought it.
Uh-huh.
He's like, listen, if you eat this, you're going to die. So guess what?
Yeah.
You're not going to have any. Yeah.
But
that's a power move in a marriage. Mm-hmm. If you eat this, you're going to die. So don't eat it.
For sure, it is. He always orders things at restaurants he knows I don't like, so I can't take a bite.
That's a power move. That's how you know you've been married long enough, because you're like, oh. I was watching something the other day. There was you know what? You would pick a fight with your wife just so you could make up and have sex, but then 20 years later, you're picking a fight just to sleep in the other room. I was like, that's real, because the other day I was like, I need to get back into dating, and I was like, but then you have to share a bed with somebody, and I despise sharing a bed with people. And I'm like, I'm never gonna. I was like, oh.
Yikes.
I was like, oh wow, I was like, oh, I need to think about that for a minute. I don't like sharing a bed. I don't like sharing. That's how childish is that. I don't like sharing.
Yeah.
That just kind of popped in my head because I read that and I was like, I could understand that, because there are sometimes you just don't want to be around that person. You're just I'm just going to pick a fight with them. So they'll sleep in the room, sleep on the couch. I can understand that. We are getting way off topic.
It's okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by the word tangents.
Okay. We'll rapid fire the rest of these.
Okay. We say that.
It's called soda, not pop.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think that's because of where we're from.
Yeah, I was saying.
But yeah, when I'm in Pennsylvania,
I was about to ask you.
They call it pop.
How long did it take you to pronounce it soda when you moved here? Or was it instantaneous? Because you were pretty young when you moved here, right?
Yeah, I was 3 months old.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could believe it.
No, you're good. You're good.
Because I'm like, I imagine your parents were the same way. I'm sure they called it pop. And then you were raised hearing pop, and you go to school and it's like, can I have pop? And you're like,
what is that? Well, yeah.
Cereal?
They call it pop. And even here in Texas, we usually say Coke. Can I get a Coke? And they're like, what kind? And you specify, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
So it's not even soda here.
Which is the weirdest thing. I don't know where that came. I don't know how that happened. But I know what you're talking about because I do that too. I'll just have a Coke, and they're like, "What kind?" And you're like, "Oh, I didn't realize I just said what I just said."
Because you usually have to spit. Like if you say I want a Coke, they don't just bring you a Coca-Cola. It's like a Anyway, okay. The middle brownie piece is inferior to the corner piece. I disagree.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly because the
middle piece is like you want to cut that out the first.
Yeah,
that's the first thing you eat.
But I will say this though: the corner piece is undefeated when you're eating it with ice cream.
Ooh, okay. It holds its structure.
It holds its structure and it softens as the ice cream melts. So that's my take on that because
I could get behind that.
Yeah, I don't want to you have the softest piece in the middle. That's cool for just eating it. But if you're gonna have ice cream with it, you gotta have
right out of the oven.
You've got to have a corner piece if you're gonna eat it with ice cream, and it's just better that way. I would think, or that's just me.
Okay, are dogs better than cats?
Man, I love all animals. I'm gonna die trying to pet something I shouldn't. Right now, this might not surprise anybody. I prefer cats over dogs. I love dogs. Don't get me wrong. I live with 3 of them. I miss them every day. My alarm clock when I was waking up was not my alarm clock. It was it was those dogs telling me they were hungry, and I miss that every day of my life that I'm in this apartment. I miss those dogs tremendously. I wish I could bring them here, but I can't because they're not mine. But I have always loved cats because they are boisterous and they're kind of assholes. And have you met me?
Yeah.
But I can't have a cat because Marie can't come here. So
I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah, she's allergic to cats, raspberries,
sulfa drugs.
What?
Sulfa, SULFA.
Okay, I thought you were trying to say sulfur, incorrectly, and I was like, where did the New England accent come from?
Yeah, so if you want to kill me, raspberries, cats, sulfa drugs.
You know what's funny is I was going to offer you a popsicle when you got here because of how hot it is, but they're
all raspberry.
They're not raspberry, but I think they have raspberry in them, and I was like, no,
that's so kind of you. That. I appreciate the gesture.
Yeah, I have popsicles. I have ice cream.
Let me tell you, because I had to walk the Walmart parking lot like 4 times. So okay, I'm a dog. Wow, I can't breathe. Okay.
Well, we know you're a dog person. You have to be a dog person.
I'm a dog person. I didn't share my answer, but
I say you have to be a dog person.
I have no choice. I could be a bird person, but I'm not.
I don't know if I'd be able to get along with a bird.
I've been bit by Okay, the Oxford comma is non-negotiable. Yes.
Pardon my ignorance.
Okay, you're doing if you write out this, and this, it's the comma before the and.
Okay, yes. Yes. Because okay.
I mean, when we were growing up in school, that's how they wanted us to do it. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, you don't put that comma there anymore.
Yeah. No, it's non-negotiable because I have, in my work, I have to type out what I did. And if I'm naming multiple things, I have to have that comma. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So no, it's non-negotiable. Texting. Okay. That's actually.
Oh, no. Jesus. I can't even type. So
that's a hill that I will die on to this day. So here's a hill that's not on our list that I will die on.
Okay.
I don't give a shit how much of a grammar Nazi you are, right? We are texting. Don't take this too seriously. That bothers, I get it 100%. That bothers the hell out of me.
Yeah.
When somebody will correct.
Well, not to mention that when you're texting, it's almost like you're just
kind of flying.
You're
just typing out. That's my thing is don't take this too seriously. I had somebody that I was talking to at one point, and she is an insane. I don't want to say insane, but she was a grammar Nazi. And well, I don't want to say grammar Nazi because she put up with it until she didn't. And she had a thing about proper texting or whatever. And
she would hate me.
I was like, I don't care. I know what you're saying. I can read. I am smart enough and I have enough common sense to read between the lines of what you're trying to tell me. Now, if you use a certain word and it's that's not the right word, that's not how you spell that, what the hell does that mean? I might ask. But your thing, I don't care one way or the other. I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not Y-O-U-R, it's Y-O-U-R-E. I don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't care enough to police that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's a hill that I'll die on because I'm I just don't care enough. You couldn't pay me.
Sometimes I'll go back through and edit the message, but other times I'm like, whatever. No.
The problem is I text like I talk, and I don't talk.
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
And I don't talk properly. We all know
when you're texting like you talk, and then you just kind of don't even put two brain cells into it, But I was also gonna say, Nope, it's gone. Bye.
Was it me specifically, or is it just?
No,
Okay, I was rolling my head, going, all right, what do I do?
no. No.
My texting is awful. My grammar is awful. My speaking, I need to take speaking lessons because I
I
don't
take typing lessons.
yeah, I don't talk all that well, or I don't talk
You do.
good.
You
I don't
talk
know.
fine.
I don't know. But again, I don't. But I like that's a hill that I'll die on. I don't care. We're texting.
Mm.
Let's not read too much into it. It's not. I'm not giving you a fucking thesis. All right. So if you're listening to this and you're like, why does he not like that? You couldn't pay me enough to care enough about your grammar. I can read between the lines. Now, if you're not spelling something properly, that's when I get upset because I'm like, you're 30 years old. You should know how to spell this word. Have you ever typed out a text and then you use a certain word, you can't figure out how to spell it, so it just changes your whole.
No, I use Siri. Like, I'll use my little microphone and say,
how do I say this word? How do I spell this word?
one of the hardest words for me is like, what is it? It's maintenance. Maintenance is hard for me because I want to put like the A and the I, and so I'll just click my microphone and be like maintenance, and it'll
Necessary
spell
is
it
a tough
out
one
for
me
me.
sometimes.
Necessary is hard.
Necessary is a tough
Like,
one for me.
where's the C and the S, and is it two C's or two S's or what? Blah. But
Or
yeah.
surprised is another one for me sometimes because I won't put the R. It'll be SUPRISE. So surprised. Surprised. Yeah, surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Ketchup should never go on steak.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Nothing should go on a steak. If you need ketchup on your steak, I have a friend of mine who puts ketchup on a steak, and I love him to death. But I always give him grief. But I like if you want to put ketchup on your steak, I don't care. But if you put ketchup on my steak that I made for you, I'm gonna have a problem because that means I didn't cook it properly, and that bothers me.
I don't know about that. I think it's just like
it's just a preference kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're so used to it. But I get it. Like
I'm a perfectionist when I cook, and that's my problem. And if you guys are wondering, I was using my air fryer the other day and I touched the basket.
Jeez, Dylan.
Yeah, and that hurt like a son of a gun. And it's still hot too.
Okay, the front seat passenger is the official DJ of the car ride.
Unless your music taste sucks. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm a control freak, so even as a driver,
Well, I don't have passengers all that often, so I can't really say anything. I mean, I don't listen to music all that often when I'm driving. It's mostly talk radio, like podcasts or different stuff. So, or when I have a passenger, like the only passenger I've had in the longest time is my friend Katie. And anytime she comes to town, I drive everywhere because she doesn't like driving, which is cool. I get that. But I don't ever play music. I let them control the music. So I guess they are the DJ.
Okay.
But we do more talking than we do listening to music, so it's like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because I like to talk.
Who knew? You should never clap when the plane lands.
It depends on how turbulent that flight was.
Okay.
Like if that was a terrible flight and bad things were going wrong or whatever, you should absolutely clap for that pilot because that man saved your damn life.
He's tired.
Now, if it's just a normal flight from point A to point B, no problems. I'm not going to judge you if you clap. I don't care, but I'm not. Right? I'm not going to clap. I might thank the pilot. Be like, hey, man, thanks for getting me here in one piece.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
You did what you're supposed to do or whatever.
I don't think I've ever been a part of a plane clapping, but
I think the first time we went to Vegas, do you remember how packed that flight was when we went to Vegas the first time?
I drove down.
That's right. Yeah. Never mind. That's right. Because me and Colin were on that flight together. That's right. Yeah. That flight was packed to the gills. There was not an empty seat. There were people abound, and I'm pretty sure we clapped after that flight because there was a lot of people.
I read the next one as people.
I did the same thing too, and I was like, "What the hell is she getting?"
But it says peeps, like the little chicky marshmallows. Peeps are disgusting marshmallows, not a treat.
I love marshmallows, but I'm not a fan of peeps.
I'm not a fan of peeps either.
I think they look cool. I think they're an Easter staple.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain if I get some. I'm not taking them out of the package. They're going to sit on the package for Easter until the Easter's over. Then I'm eating them out the door.
Yeah, so they've come up with like all these different flavors right now, and so this past Easter, I found one that was Rice Krispie treat flavored, and I was like, oh, like that sounds delicious. And how do you mess that up? Because really, it's just marshmallows and Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah.
But no, it tasted exactly like a peep, and I was like, I tried though. Okay, it's pronounced Reese's like.
Okay. It's pronounced Reese's, like pieces, not Reese's.
Oh, okay, thank
I
you.
think that's I feel like that's what I was trying to figure out because you were reading the second word. I don't know.
No, my eyebrows went.
I know when you were talking, I was like, she's confused herself.
I did.
Um,
Reese's, like pieces,
Yeah.
not Reese's.
Oh, it's Reese's.
I call it Reese's.
Yeah.
I do have a friend that calls it Reese's, though.
Where's the extra E? Is there an extra E?
It's spelled exactly Reese.
Okay, so it's not spelled down there.
Reese's.
Recess. Like recess.
Like recess, yeah.
Yeah. I say it Reese's. Would you like a Reese's?
Yeah.
That's not a hill that I would die on. I know what you're talking about. You know, that's one of those things where like I know what you're talking about.
Tomato.
Yeah. If you say tomato, I know what you're talking about.
I will always call it a cart, not a buggy. They call it a buggy in Pennsylvania.
I call it a cart.
I call it a cart too.
I say a basket. Let me get a basket.
Oh, I call it a basket.
Yeah. Which is not even a basket, it's a cart.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say, let me get a basket.
I made that
connection too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, I don't say either one of those. I say basket, which is not even a basket.
Anyway. Okay, that was our little extremely long.
That was extremely long.
Petty hills we would die on. Oh, I'm over here trying to move the thing up. Okay, so I assume this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode, but that's okay.
We haven't done it in a long time, guys.
Stick with us here.
We're going to have to do it. How far into it are we? We're 50.
An hour. Yeah. All right. So one thing that we were talking about beforehand, are throwaway moments, and we wanted to kind of go into that. So, do you think one little throwaway moment can change your whole life?
I would think so.
And to define that, so I mean, yeah, I definitely agree. A throwaway moment is a tiny, seemingly insignificant moment, like a comment, choice, or coincidence that led to something big. So we're going to be answering the question of, are throwaway moments life-changing or just another moment?
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know what? In the time, at the very moment that it happens, it's not life-changing. It's not. But when it sticks with you, like later on in the day or whatever, or it just comes back in your head at a certain point, that's when it's life-changing.
I could see that.
So in the moment, I don't think it's life-changing. But it depends on what it was. It depends on what was said.
Yeah.
Like, it could be a throwaway comment, but then you could pick up at that moment and be like, huh. Or it could be something that was a throwaway comment, and then 2 or 3 hours later, you're like, oh, son of a bitch.
Ooh. For example, these moments could be saying yes to something you almost said no to and how it changed your life. An offhand comment that stuck with you, like you were just talking about. Mm-hmm. And then a wrong turn that led to something right. So maybe you were making a bad decision, but then somehow you got to where you are today, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Like, there's a puzzle comment. That's my phone, sorry. There's a puzzle comment that somebody used the other day that I thought was absolutely brilliant, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it was. And yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it was like a throwaway comment, and I was like, that's deep. I'm racking my brain to figure out, like, actually, there is one comment. It wasn't really a throwaway comment, but I think Oscar Wilde said it, and it was something that I use a lot, and it's like, some things are too important to take seriously. And I believe that wholeheartedly. With every fiber of my being, I think if you take something, like, if you have a passion for something, right, you're going to put everything you have into that passion, right? But if you take it too seriously, you're just going to end up strangling yourself, and you're going to end up becoming bitter when something doesn't work. So not taking it seriously is going to help you enjoy it a lot more, and it's going to help you not hate it, if that makes sense, I guess. And I was like, huh, like this podcast, for example.
Yeah.
We have a passion for doing this, but I don't think we take it as seriously as most people do.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it's just a lot more fun when you don't, I think. And there are certain things that we want to be perfect, like the sound and the quality that we're putting out there, little nuances, right? But I think if we start taking it too seriously, it is just going to end up strangling ourselves in the bitterness that comes with when it's not as good as it should be, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the same for you, but that's, like I said, I just feel like this show to me is way too important to take it as seriously as we should, or as seriously as most people would, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's a throwaway comment that I heard one day, and I was just like, that's interesting. It goes the same with pool. Everybody knows that Marie and I play pool, and we love it, and it will never. My love for it will never ever go away. But sometimes when you take that too seriously, guess what happens? That love goes away.
It really does.
You know. So like when we were in, I'll tell the story if you don't mind. When we were in our city tournaments for 8-ball and 9-ball, and it was insanely stressful the entire time. I did not take it seriously one bit.
That's true. That irritated me.
I knew this was going to happen. She was here's the thing, and this is another reason why I'm not dating anybody, because they hold on to that shit until you say something, and it opens the door.
Yeah.
And I just opened that door. Okay, listen, I'm going to tell. You're not going to make me the bad guy in this story either.
No, of course not.
So
I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah, and here's we had 5 people to make it through this tournament.
Out of 8
people. The three people that couldn't be there, it's not their fault.
Nope.
So we were literally we only had one leg. And if that leg got knocked over, then we were seemingly done, right? If one person got moved to a certain skill level, we were done, right? We were trapped.
In every way, we had the absolute bare minimum, but also the maximum.
And on the flip side of that, so our lineup was going to be the same every single round. There was no changing it. There might be different ways to play it.
Yeah.
But it was the same people. It was the same lineup. I do remember, and this is what ended up happening. So I took it seriously, and I wanted to play as well as I could. However, the other thing was the situations that I felt that I got put in were like seemingly like having to fight for life.
I think we all felt that way.
Yeah. But I felt like a lot of times, like I was like, listen, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging. I'm going to go down my way. Right. And I just did. And I was having fun with it, and I was being funny and not taking it as seriously as I should have. But guess what? I won when I was supposed to. So, but that was the thing, was like my back is against the wall every single time. Our backs were against the wall every single time. I'm like, if I'm going to go down, I'm going down my way. And that's going to be talking as much as possible. And whatever happens, happens. Mm-hmm. So I took it seriously, but I didn't take it seriously enough to where I was like, well, I got to do this. That's my stance on it. And I was just having fun with it because I was like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. So I'm going to die. All right, go ahead.
I don't even know where to begin. I guess I was irritated because of a lot of things. And looking back, I wish I would have just said something. But I didn't, because I am who I am. This was right when Colin got his job. So we entered this tournament. Colin was gone. I've never run a team before, and it was like everyone expected me to step up and do this. And I'm like a freaking 2 in 9-ball. I mean, we were playing 8-ball the first week, and I'm a 4. So I'm not terrible, but I'm mid-level. Okay. I have all of these older people on my team that I and one younger, and I kind of feel awkward. Like, it's an awkward feeling to be like, hey, I want to give you a timeout. I think you should make this choice, because I'm usually on the receiving end of those. Mm-hmm. So, and there were a couple moments where I wish I would have just stepped into running it, and instead of panic running it, So I have a lot of regrets. I hope you know that. But I also have a lot of, it was a learning moment for sure. This was, I feel like the decision to even go was a throwaway moment, because it was like, we could have just not gone. Yeah. But it was a learning experience. And right now I feel like I am thriving in that experience to what I'm doing right now, because, oh my gosh, I do not want to get into it, because I will literally throw myself off of that balcony. I'm so angry about the way that things transpired afterwards.
Oh, as far as where we're at now?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want to be looked at as the leader instead of just being a placeholder. And I don't think currently that's happening. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Okay, then.
But not y'all, need to make the change of stepping up and being like, listen, I'm gonna I'm it. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Hi. But it's so at that tournament in particular, the thing that irritated me was I needed help. And then I did the typical Marie thing of I'm going to stare at you and not ask you for help. And then get frustrated because I'm not receiving what I want, even though I didn't voice it.
Yeah.
I'm self-aware. I am self-aware.
Yeah, I know. And you're just like, and you're over here like throwing me under a barrel.
No.
You're like, that irritated me. And I was like, what do you want from me? And now you're saying, you're like, I was just staring at you.
Well, I really needed help. And I felt like, and listen, right here, right now, I am not throwing anyone under the bus. I'm not going to say names. What's done is done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I cannot go back to that moment and be like, But I feel like, every time I looked around, I was the only one at that table. Everyone else was somewhere else doing something else, except for obviously the person playing. So I'm scoring. I'm trying to make sure that this team over here isn't being doo-doo heads, for lack of better words that I am not gonna say on here, while I'm trying to watch the table and figure out exactly what's going on. If I need to call a timeout, do you need me? And then I just feel like I guess I did not feel supported in that moment.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Thank you. Okay.
And it had nothing to do with you, because it's not fair of me to expect you to do something when I didn't even ask you to do it.
You're over here making me feel bad, because I'm like, I took it seriously, but not seriously enough to where I was like,
I did take it seriously.
I took it seriously too,
but
I wanted to win, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm going to fight the way I know how to fight.
Oh.
And I'm going to talk. I'm going to fight my way through this, and whatever happens, happens. And to your point.
But there was a conversation. I'm so sorry.
No.
There was a conversation had between Colin and a different person.
That needed to be that person needed to help out as much more, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they did not. And so it fell onto my shoulders. And then there was a comment made from someone on our prior team who said, gosh, I feel bad saying this because I don't want it to start anything, but I highly doubt they listen anyway. They said, you play better when Colin's not here. He should be gone all the time. And I was like, well, first of all, how dare you say that to me? Second of all, I was having an off night, that's for sure. And who doesn't want to impress their significant other, you know? But he has never ever once made me feel like I don't do a good job, or there's like,
Right. Thank God I didn't say that, because I know for a fact I didn't say that.
No, you did. You were not the one.
I was absolutely not the one. I don't say anything outside of. Yeah.
Especially him being gone was so new.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt like a gut punch. And I was like, I need you to step away from me, because I feel
like sometimes you do get in your own head sometimes when he's around.
Of course.
And I feel like you play a lot more freely when he's not around.
I think like I said, I want to do well for him. I want to do a good job for him. And so I think I put a lot more pressure, because I want to be like, yeah, that's my wife. You know, that feels good. But I stay in that, and then I can't get out of it. But I recognize it, and I do well. Sometimes I 20-0'd that guy when he was there. Yeah. So it's not like I can't play well when he's around.
Right. I don't think your ability to play changes any different than when he's around or when he's not around. I just think you trust yourself a lot more when he's not around. And the reason I say that is because you rely more on yourself.
I rely on him a lot when he's there, for sure, because I know he's watching and I know he'll call a timeout.
Yeah. See, and that's the problem with me is like, I'm the type of player that I trust my players a lot more. And I'm like, whatever decision they make is whatever decision is going to be made. Like, yeah. And that's my problem is like, and I guess that's probably the reason why I said I don't call a lot of timeouts, because I have a way that I play, and I can't expect somebody else to play that way. So, right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I rely on other people to call a timeout, unless there's something absolutely detrimental that I'm like, I have to tell you this. I just let it, leave it alone. Because one of my favorite things to do is to teach, as far as the game goes, as far as helping out. But I've gotten so far away from that, from where I'm at now, that I'm trying to get back into that. And then there are sometimes where I'll call unnecessary timeouts and I'll do things unnecessarily. And I'm like, I'm gonna stop doing this for a little bit until I figure this out. Yeah.
No, I get that, and I think that's a power struggle, not a power struggle, but like a no. I mean, I guess I'll call it that, but not in the way it sounds. So I hold this power. I want to help you, but I don't want to ruin your concentration, you know? So I get that. It's like, that's why I'm hesitant to call timeout sometimes, but I also want to play in a way that I want them to trust me. I don't know. Here we are again
I
on a
will.
tangent. We could have this conversation later if you want to, but
I like that. I like that a lot. And because I don't see myself as a leader at any point in time in anything that I do, right? I have a lot of knowledge as far as playing, but as far as like shot making and stuff like that, I don't ever call timeouts on people because I'm like, I would play this shot this way, but conveying that to you or to somebody else is going to be difficult, and that's going to ask you to do too much or not enough, right? So I'm just going to leave this one alone, right? Because I have a certain style that I play with. There's a certain way that I play, and I can't expect somebody else to play that way, right? Now, afterwards, I'll be like, hey, here's another way you could have done this. And I wait till afterwards. The problem is when you put something in somebody's head before a match or after a match or like during their match, it sticks with them the entire time and just kind of throws their game off. So that's why I don't do that, right? I wait till afterwards. Like, hey, you could have played this shot this way, and it might have worked out better for you.
see, I'm the opposite. Like, and that's why I struggle with timeouts. I think is because like I want to know if I'm looking at the table and then I get down and I'm about to make the stupidest play in the world. I want you to stand up and be like, nope, timeout. Here's what I'm seeing on the table. You can do what you want, but I think this is a better option. That'll help me a ton because I'm still learning, and I'm still learning to look at the bigger picture. Like sometimes I won't fully walk around the table and I'm missing the most obvious shot. Like that's when I need someone to be like, Marie, what are you doing? Because then most of the time I'm thinking about how I can get the cue ball to sit for my next shot instead of thinking about what happens if I miss. Like Colin's really good about that. He's like, okay, if I make this, I can put the cue ball here, but also if I miss, that'll also help like block him for the net. And he's really, really good about that. I'm not. I will usually miss and then line my opponent up perfectly. That's me in a nutshell. But anyway, I don't want to like.
So I will tell you that that's just understanding how the cue ball works. That's really what that boils down to. Now that being said, I will say this: that cue ball works differently for everybody. It's not going to be the same for one person or the other. So that's where you have to like take it upon yourself, I guess, and understand how the cue ball works for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I can tell you with absolute certainty, if you talk to any pros, any of them, that cue ball works differently for them when they shoot.
Okay.
So there's never going to be like that. That type of advice is never going to come from somebody, or it'll come from somebody, but it's not going to be right for you because your stroke is not the same as my stroke. Your thought process is not the same as mine. Your placement is not going to be. So that's the thing is like you want perfection with that cue ball. You're just gonna have that's just one of those things where you just have to like work it out for yourself. I know that sounds bad, but it's like if
no, I mean, yeah.
When you ever if and I mentioned this before, and I'm going to mention this because one of the things that I do is I work with a sportswear company that sponsors a lot of pro players, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm going to get one of them on the show here pretty soon.
Yay!
And I'll let them convey that same message because it just for certain players it just comes natural. And with most pros, the understanding how that cue ball works comes naturally, and it's hours of practice. It's hard to cue ball control is hard to convey to anybody. Now, if you hit the ball a million miles an hour, that's easy. It's like stop hitting the damn ball so hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or why did you don't hit that? Why did you hit that so soft? You know what I'm saying? So that's different. But like I want to put the cue ball here. Okay. Well, now you got to figure out how you're going to do that. That's just understanding that portion of the game is going to be different. But yeah, that comment did irk me a lot. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, she doesn't play any different when he's here. She just doesn't. Sometimes, okay.
There's a lot about that I was
that
like,
tournament that tournament in of itself, right? What people don't understand is a lot of things have to go right. for you to win, a lot of things have to go right.
First of all, like, I was nervous. I was nervous in general without him there, with him there. I had to fight for my life the week before. Playing that one guy. I mean, I came out victorious, and that guy, well, whatever. Yes. I'm not gonna drag it on, but
what people don't understand about those
tournaments are different.
Yeah, with those type of tournaments, a lot of things have to go right for you to make it.
And sometimes you just fall against a team that is like,
and sometimes if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
And see, that's another reason why I was like, listen, if things are going to go our way, it's going to go our way. If not, it is what it is. So I'm just going to play. I'm going to do the best I can, and whatever happens, happens. Because I can't. That's the thing, is people get so hung up on those tournaments and decision making. I'm like, you don't understand how much has to go right just for you to go to the next round. Like, there's just so much that goes into it. It's like, and that's the thing, is like, I was like, I have no control over this. I'm not going to put any control of it. Whatever happens, happens. When I play, I play. It's just, I can only control what I'm going to do. And that's just my mindset on those type of tournaments, because like a lot of things have to happen and go right. Otherwise, you messed up. And we already went to that tournament at a disadvantage because we had 3 people missing. What are we gonna do?
Just the bare minimum. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that the same person who made that comment. No, not gonna do it. All right. Next tangent.
Okay. All right. So let's jump back into our throwaway moments. Which that whole thing with gravy.
That whole thing could have been a whole throwaway moment.
Yes, but I think it's taught me how to know that I need to use my voice.
Oh yeah.
And I will, and I do. And so maybe
using your words.
For me, a throwaway moment, which I've shared on here before, right? I made a choice to go to a bar in 2013 after work with a friend. I was invited to go play pool with him in Richardson at a bar. And when they were not checking IDs, I invited my other friend up there because we were both 20. I was 20, she was 19. And
I know where this is going.
She is the one that saw my now husband across the bar and said, "Oh, hey, I know that guy." And she went over and talked to him, and then she came back with a shot of tequila for me and said, "Oh, hey, he bought this for you." And I felt so guilty being 20, and also like it was tequila, and yikes. So I walked it back over to him, and I said, like, "Thank you so much, but my actual words were, 'Thank you so much, but tequila makes my clothes fall off,'" like, playing after the song, right? So, and that was my polite way of refusing it.
And you said that to the most obscene things.
And he was like, "Oh, really?" But I did not take the shot. So we ended up, he came with a different girl, right? That's who he was playing pool with in the back. And at the time, he didn't have his car was in the shop or something, and he had rode with her there. And then we ended up talking and hanging out, and then my sister called me and needed some help, and he went and helped me with her, and then literally we just never stopped talking after that. But I feel like the decision for me to go to that bar after work with a coworker, that throwaway moment, that small, insignificant, "Yeah, okay, I'll go," instead of saying, "Oh no, I'm gonna go home," I would have never met my husband.
That's a big one. I don't have one. That's
Yes, you do.
What?
This
show?
Yeah.
Oh, would we consider that a throwaway moment?
Of course.
Really?
Or decision.
To say that out loud. Okay, you know what? You're right. That brings up a good point, because it was just like a random thought that popped into my head, and I was like, I'm going to start a podcast, and I have no clue what I'm doing. I have no clue what I'm going to do. I was like, but I'm going to do it. And then piggybacking off of that was
Hi.
My co-host who inserted herself into it.
I'm very good at that.
Yeah, which, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the only reason this thing got off the ground was because she infiltrated it to the nth degree. And I don't want to say, maybe infiltrate is not the right word, but I put that out in the ether, and then she just latched onto it, and then here we are. Because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do this by myself, but I don't know anybody else is going to do it. And then I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, I get a text message from her, like, "Hey, are we going to do this or not?" And I was like, "I didn't know there was a we involved, but what did you have in mind?" Okay, that was definitely a throwaway moment because I had no. It was a thought, a shot, then gone, and then 3 weeks later, it was, "Are we going to do this or not?
Hello?
Why are we not talking about this?" All right.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's funny because I did not realize how much people enjoyed,
And
quote
to
unquote, listening to me talk, which is baffling to me. It'll always be baffling to me, no matter how many times people say it. It's like,
I was literally gonna go check our. Go ahead.
no matter how many times people say it, it makes me just be like, how do you enjoy listening to me talk? You know what I'm saying? And then other people are like, "No, you're really good at that. You need to keep going. You need to keep doing that. You're really good at it." And I was like, "I don't know how you can be really good at talking, but hey, here we are." So yeah, that does. I mean, yeah. Now that you mention it, that does kind of sticks with me a lot, and that forces me to do better as much as I can. So that was a pretty big moment. And then the fact that I could stand in front of 15 people and just go was like a testament of itself. Like I didn't know I was capable of doing that. I like to talk. I like to be, but that was very eye-opening.
And 16 people agree.
Well, there's another end of that spectrum is you. So, like, it's not just me.
What? Oh, I just sit here and...
No, you do most of the work.
No.
You do.
No, I refuse.
I refuse to take credit for stuff that I do. All right, fine.
I was trying to see if... Oops. Sorry. I'm playing it through our thingy. I was gonna...
I wonder if it's picking up on Riverside.
I don't know. We'll find out. See, this is what I'm running into is like when I post on YouTube, it freaking I'm sorry, I'll do this later, but it posted privately instead of publicly. So, do you like this? Did you see this hard work I put in?
I didn't see that. No.
This is the okay. It is the artwork that posted on Spotify. Like so if they're playing it or you're playing it in your car or whatever, it's the art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Instead of just our logo. But anyway, okay, I'm sorry. It felt like such a tiny moment to say yes to this or yes, I'll go play pool. And it turned into just like a big, massive thing.
Yeah, it turned into you getting married.
Yeah.
It turned into you getting married. Like, how much bigger can it get?
Yeah. 6 years so far. Lifetime to go. Can't get rid of me that easily. But here's the question. Were these moments actually fate, or are they just coincidences you built meaning into? Like looking back at it now, have you built that meaning into that one tiny little decision, or do you actually think it was your fate to say, yes, I want to do a podcast?
I feel like it's a combination of both, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I feel like it's a combination. Like for that moment, I think it's a combination of both because, I said something and then it just took off. Mm-hmm. And I said one thing and just kind of took off, right? But the other thing too is like I was always a fan of radio and like old school radio dramas and stuff like that, right? So that was always something that I was always in the back of my head that I wanted to do, regardless of what it was going to be, right? It's always something I loved. I loved listening to it, and I feel like I could have done something like that, right? So I think I had attuned myself to being in that mindset and wanting to do that, but not knowing how to do it and not knowing what to do, right? And then that comment just happened to open up the door to where we're at now. So I was preparing myself for it in a way, but the simple comment of I want to do it just kind of turned it into like a real life situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I think yours is more fate.
Well, okay. That's how I was thinking about that. I feel like yes, that moment in particular was fate. But I would go as far to say that all of the crap that I went through beforehand with the ex-boyfriends and the things that happened to me leading up to that. I think I built meaning into had to go through that to appreciate. I mean, because I would not call that relationship my fate to go through.
The one prior to that. Okay, yeah, no. I was confused for a second. I was like,
I think it was absolutely my fate to meet Colin.
See, we should do less noise.
And it was clearly, I know. I think it was clearly his fate to meet me too. So
I believe that too.
Just kidding. Not really.
You don't have a choice now.
With all of that being said, do you think the small decisions in your life, no matter, like, just in general, matter more than the big ones?
Oh yeah, little things matter more than the big stuff, because when you do little stuff, I won't say correctly because you can't really do everything correctly, but when you do the little stuff, the bigger things don't seem as big.
Okay.
Right? I'm trying not to use pool as an example, but I have to. Like, the time that you put into practicing different things, right, is going to linger itself into your game, right?
Sure.
So, and then eventually it'll just become part of what you're doing, right? Without forcing it. You practice this, practice that, you practice this, you practice that. So the more you do the little things, like, for example, buying the setup. Think about it. This is not, it's not that small, but it was me putting meaning into, hey, we're going to do better content for you guys, and we're going to make it sound better. But I'm not just going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just throw that out there. I'm going to put some thought process into it, and I'm going to do the work behind it. And hopefully that manifests itself into a better quality people are listening to, right? There can always, so you do those type of little things correctly, or you do the best you can. Those bigger things are going to become, when something bad goes wrong, I'll say, then the big things aren't so big, if that makes sense. When you do all the little stuff right. That's kind of my thought process on that, if that makes sense.
I think lots of little decisions influence the big decisions. So I think I definitely think they're just as important also. Okay, devil's advocate. Do you think that these decisions that we've made, these throwaway moments, would life have found a way to put you on that path anyway? Or do you feel like that one particular moment was it? Like, had you not made this decision, nope, we would have never done this.
I'm going to say no. And I'm actually going to, I'm gonna actually tell one of these moments just popped up back into my head, because this is going to be even bigger than what I just talked about. So my decision to join a certain team is what led to practically where we are now. 2013, 2014, I believe.
I started playing in 2014, so it had to be been around there.
And you decided to join a Friday night team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was invited to play on that Friday night team as well.
Why?
And so had I not joined that team, had I said no, I don't think Marie and I would have been as good of friends, because we didn't spend a lot of time together before then. I probably wouldn't have gone to Vegas multiple times. I would not have the family that I have now. And that's not just the people that are in this room, like Marie and Colin, right? That's the people that I used to live with. Right? Had I not said yes to that moment, then I probably would not be on the right track.
Wow.
And I probably would not be where I am right now. And I wouldn't have grown up as much as I did. Because saying yes to that at that moment provided me with a family that I did not have growing up. It provided me with a support system that I didn't really have growing up. It provided me with a roof over my head that I didn't necessarily know that I needed until bad stuff happened. Well, yeah, that's a much bigger moment than me just throwing away. Because I don't say yes to that, I don't say doing the podcast.
Yes to any of this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't say, hey, I'm going to do this podcast. I don't have Marie next to me hearing me say that. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Over a pizza. I think we were eating pizza.
Yeah, I don't have...
oh my gosh, that pizza.
I don't have the bond that I have with Colin. I don't say yes to that tournament. I don't say yes to that team. Even though, like, I don't think he sees it the same way. I think we have a pretty good bond, even though we're the same person and we butt heads a lot sometimes. But I don't think I would have that same bond had I not said that.
So you're not the first person that's kind of said that about him and his demeanor. I just think that's...
I mean, we were friends, but we weren't as close as...
Yes.
We wouldn't have been as close now.
He definitely counts. He was a very close friend. But
we wouldn't have been that close had I not said, hey, I'm going to play on this team.
Yeah. I think it's just how he carries himself that you're almost like, are we friends?
Do you consider him a friend?
No, definitely.
I mean, I considered him a friend before then.
Yeah,
but
no.
not as close as we are now, right? So
Oh my gosh, I will never ever forget the time that we just decided to go to the casino and piled into my tiny little car. And I mean, there's just so many things that.
yeah, like I said, if I don't say yes to joining that team or playing on that team, I don't have what I have now.
Yeah.
And it's actually, now that I think about it, it's actually given the things that have happened in my life since that time frame,
Mm-hmm.
given all the stuff that happens, I really don't like the idea of where I would be if I didn't say yes to that. You know what I'm saying? Play back all the stuff.
Same.
I play back all the stuff that's happened in my life, and if I don't say yes in that particular moment, where am I? You know, and I don't. That's a scary thought for me because
It is.
I don't think I would definitely not be the same person. That's for certain.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I think the reason I did not think about that is because of the terrifying fact of what if I didn't do that? You know, and that's such a bad thing to do. Like I know when people do that, we do that all the time. Like we play those images in our head, and then we give ourselves anxiety because like, oh God,
100%.
what could have happened if I didn't say yes? Well, you did say yes. Why the hell are you worried about it now? It's fine.
Definitely. Okay, so do you feel good
Feel good.
with moving on?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, so our next little segment it's called, so we're going to read listener submitted throwaway moments. And I think there's like maybe 8 of them or something like that. So they'll go quick, I promise. But like this one submitted by Dana. She said, I was in the line at the grocery store and almost switched to the shorter line. I didn't. I ended up talking to the guy behind me, who is now my husband of 8 years. Wow.
Yeah, that is, again, that's huge. That was your life right there.
I've done that before where I'm like waiting in line, I'm looking around, and then somebody like behind me will speak up and say, "Oh yeah, what I love those marshmallows," or whatever.
And then you just have a nice little conversation.
Yeah. One time I was holding an armful of candles, and this older lady behind me was like, "You like that scent?" And I was like, "Yeah, I like this scent." And she was
I
like,
have 50 of them. Why the hell?
"Yeah." Yeah, they were on sale. It was like some kind of candle sale or whatever. But yeah. So anyway, but she was like, I hate that smell. I'm like, okay.
I don't remember asking you, but hey, thanks.
Yeah.
That bothers me so much when people are just like, I hate that. And you're like, I don't remember asking you a damn thing. So, and did I even speak to you? Like, more than me. Jeez.
Do you want me to keep reading them or do you want to switch off?
I'll go with this one.
Okay.
In college, I walked into, this is called the wrong class, sorry. And this is submitted by Jason. In college, I walked into the wrong classroom on the first day and was too embarrassed to leave once the lecture started. That's how I discovered the major I ended up graduating with. First of all, my friend, you can't submit something like that without telling us what the major was. Like, I want to know more into that. Because, like, hey, what was your thought process going into that class? And then all of a sudden you're in the wrong class. You're like, I can't leave. And then you switched your major to what that class was, to something based on that class. So I want to know what the major was. I want to know where you were beforehand, right?
Like, what were you expecting?
Like, were you doing microbiology and all of a sudden went to like journalism? Were you going to school to be an engineer and you're like, you know what? I just want to do.
Jason, we need an update.
Yeah, please.
I would do that same thing though. Seriously, like if I was in the classroom, because you've been to college.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I would not get up. I would just be like, oh, I live here now.
This is what
I am not getting up.
Well, here we are.
Okay, the leftover fries submitted by Venus. A coworker offered me the last of her fries once. I said yes, and we started talking. That turned us into becoming best friends, and now we're roommates. Wow. I just shared fries with one of my friends up at the place I like to go to.
I mean,
and she was telling me actually that she does not make friends with her coworkers on purpose. If they like try to add her on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, she's like blocked. And then when she leaves, she'll unblock them or friend them or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
So this is interesting. Like, I wonder. I love that. I love that for you, Venus.
Cool. So I try not to make friends with coworkers either, right? Because this is going to be sad but true. When I go to work, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. You know, and I'm never going to be like the mean coworker or that coworker who just doesn't want to talk to people. But I'm there to make money so that I can, live my life, right? Whatever. I can count on one or two hands that I've made friends with coworkers, and I've stayed friends with them outside of work. But yeah, I am the same way. I don't like making friends with coworkers. I think it's a slippery slope. It can be a bad idea. But then again, that's just my mindset. The Facebook thing, I completely understand. Like I have maybe one or two coworkers from a past job that I have on my because I no longer work there with them, so I have them. So it's like, yeah, you're not. No, I don't need you in my life. I don't need you in person business. Unless, I mean, then again, I have a couple of people that I work with now that I have on Facebook, but I know them. So I'm not really all that worried about what they see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's cool though. I mean, I don't think I really share food with a coworker. I've never actually shared food with a coworker.
Oh, you haven't? I have.
I mean, I've had lunch with a coworker, but I never actually shared food.
Well, it could have been like they worked at let's even say McDonald's, for example. Venus, we didn't know where you work, but if they're on their break or whatever, and she has French fries, and she's like, "Hey, you want some?" Like,
I can see that, but you got a friend out of it, so you can't really say anything bad about it, right?
Totally. Okay, read this next one from Ryan.
Ryan? No, from Hannah, right? The Instagram comment.
Okay.
Right? This one's from Hannah. I left a silly comment on a stranger's post because their dog looked like mine. That person is now my business partner. We run a dog walking company together. I mean, that's kind of cool.
We need pictures of these dogs.
I know. I need pictures of these dogs. I need more context because, like, how did you decide? Like,
do you want to be a guest?
Right? Come on over. How did you decide? Like, we're gonna get into a dog walking business together? Like, yeah, that's a throwaway comment that you're just like, okay, hold on. I need way more context than what you're giving me.
Were you drunk, made a plan, and then all of a sudden it came to fruition? Or
and
what?
It became business, and now you're making tons of money.
Yeah. Okay, I will read the one from Ryan. My apologies. The missed exit. I missed my highway exit one time, which annoyed me, until I passed a job fair sign I wouldn't have seen otherwise. I pulled in on a whim, and that's how I got my career job.
Where are you going?
The place I work now had a job fair on Friday, and we received an email that one of those spots was filled, and I'm excited to see if something like this happened.
Okay, I thought that actually happened. You were alluding to that, but no. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
No, but we did have a job fair at Collin College when I went there. I had to be there because I was a part of the Student Government Association. Can you believe it? Which is another throw anyway. And one of my fellow, I guess, I don't know what they'll call, I guess one of my fellow student government associate students, I don't know. What's the right word? Because I'm struggling.
Classmates.
Okay, classmate. You had to think about it too.
Well, no, because I was trying to figure out where you were trying to go with that, but I'm like, you're in school. It's a damn classmate.
Okay, so what? Well, I was trying to figure out what the word would be. I was gonna say governors, but we're not like, it's not like that. So
colleague, maybe.
I don't know. Anywho's it. Yeah, so they were recruited at the job fair for like their dream job.
Oh, lucky.
So that was really cool to watch. Okay. You want to read the next one?
Yeah, this one is from Caitlin. The sneaker compliment. I complimented somebody's sneakers in a coffee shop. They ended up inviting me to their running club. That running club got me through one of the hardest times in my life.
Caitlin, we're going to go back to the hill you're going to die on. Where are you from that you say sneakers? Because I say tennis shoes. For all shoes?
Let me put my shoes on.
Oh my gosh, you're such a boy. It's tennis shoes, sandals, heels, boots.
Okay, first of all, I don't wear heels. If I did, I could never.
Okay, but heels. You don't say like flip-flops or...
No, I say shoes.
For someone who is like really into shoes.
A sneakerhead?
A sneakerhead.
Okay, so
you do say sneaker.
I do, but that's a term, the shoe community, among the shoe community.
Oh, okay. Well, I say tennis shoes.
Yeah, I'm a sneakerhead but I can't really. Well, okay, I don't really consider myself a sneakerhead because I don't know that much about them. I just know that I have a thing for quirky shoes, cool shoes. I don't know like a lot about them. I just know that those are really interesting. I like those a lot. I want them. That's how that works. So I mean, but if I'm getting ready to leave somewhere or I'm ready to go, let me put my shoes on. If I'm taking out the trash, I gotta put some shoes on. Flip flops. I don't name what they are. I just put them on.
I wear my slippers everywhere. I say slippers too.
Yeah.
But do you call them house shoes or slippers?
I call them house shoes.
Or do you just call them shoes?
So my
I'm asking the wrong person.
You're asking. My house shoes are my flip flops.
You don't have like comfy, fluffy. Oh my gosh, Dylan.
Okay, hold on. I do, but they are insanely warm, and they make my feet sweat.
Mm-mm.
That bothers me to no end. Now, during the wintertime, I do, but I don't have a specific pair. I have one specific pair that I have for the house.
And you call them house shoes?
I call them house shoes, but I don't wear
slippers.
them. I don't wear them that often because, again, they make my feet sweat, unless it's wintertime. But 90% of the time, I wear flip flops around my house.
Well, I'm so glad we were able to make this full circle. Okay, the last one's from William, and it's about a bar napkin, apparently. At a bar, I doodled something dumb on a napkin and left it behind. The bartender picked it up, laughed, and later hired me for my first art commission. That's how my art career started. Okay, that's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
And
I'd like to know what you doodled.
Yeah, for real.
Because I have no artistic value whatsoever. So like the fact that you're able to put something on a napkin was awesome enough for this guy to be like, I'm gonna pay this guy for that.
This guy. Well, William, send us a picture of your napkin. We would love it. Okay, wonderful. Thank you guys so much for your input there, and we're very, very
we need more
grateful.
Of that.
Yeah,
we need more of that. You guys do some more of that stuff.
We love that. Pictures next time. Yeah. We'll make that known.
And then whenever if you're gonna talk about like your major change or whatever.
Oh yes, more detail.
I want to know what major you were going. You thought you were gonna do, and then changed your mind. That's what I want.
Okay, so how do you feel like what lesson did you learn from saying yes all those years ago to your Friday night team, to your throwaway moment?
To that one, that was huge. That was insanely huge because again, I don't have the family, I don't have the circle that I have now. For one, I don't have my D&D friends because my friend Todd, had I not said yes to this team, I don't meet Todd. If I don't meet Todd, I don't meet any of the other friends that I have in that group, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't have that circle, right? And I don't find that passion for or that love of D&D and playing D&D with my friends.
Wow.
Yeah. Like me like looking right down the barrel at it, me saying yes to that one particular moment completely changed the trajectory for my life. Now, did it like change it in like a monetary anything like that? No, absolutely not. But it was major enough for me to I found more people in that circle, right? And I just kind of evolved from that. Yeah. So it was a lot bigger than I was giving it credit for until just now. No, well, not just now, but when we were talking about it earlier, that was a much bigger moment because I'm like, had I not said yes to that particular moment, none of this stuff happens. I don't think any of this stuff happens because I don't meet that person. I don't meet them, So.
That's crazy. That's like really cool to look back on and think about. I kind of feel the same for myself. Like really, honestly and truly, had I just gone home that night instead of going and playing pool, or if they didn't let me in or whatever, if one little tiny thing had changed about that night, if he was actually dating that girl and did not pay me any attention, like all of these things, right? That's one small one. Yeah. If I hadn't called my friend Madeline, it blows my mind how many things had to go right.
Or you don't even take the shot back.
Well, yeah, maybe I just took it and been like, well, thanks, and moved on.
Or you just give it back to Maddie. Or you give it to Maddie and have her take it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, no, thank you. And then just gave it back. And don't even go say anything to him.
Yeah. Like a million tiny little things about that one particular moment. I would have never been, well, first of all, we won't get into all that, but yes, I feel like
your husband, you wouldn't have joined a pool team, you wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have. We wouldn't have done that. Like,
none of this would have happened. You would have just completely gone.
Honestly and truly, I probably would have never graduated from college. I would have never a ton. So discount your throwaway moments.
Maybe say yes a lot more often.
They might turn into something really great, or no if you need to. If there's something going on and you're like, you know what, I'm going to say no, and that starts you off on the right foot.
You know what? We could do a podcast on this, but I will say this. Actually, no, this could be a teaser for the next time. I think no is the most powerful word in the English language because it can mean so many different things.
No, I feel like you're just going to call me out the whole time.
It could be said, no. But it could be said in so many different ways. It could not be said in so many different ways. But I think the word no is the most powerful word in the English language. And that could be a whole nother show in its own right. So I'm not even going to get on that tangent. So
Yeah. No, I love that.
But yeah,
So,
saying yes to that one particular moment could completely change.
I kept this in because I thought it was so funny. But it says the next time someone sneezes, maybe try and say bless you. Because that could be your soulmate.
First of all, I say bless you all the time, and not one of them has offered to sleep with me.
I just thought it was
So
really fun.
sorry.
Okay.
That was just me going. That was me going to an extreme, and not like I'm not what I mean, but I'm just saying like it's. I haven't said bless you to a completely beautiful stranger and never been like, hey, you want to go out sometime?
There's this video. I can't remember exactly what it's about, but it's like a Barbie doll. It's these people that make funny scenarios happen, but they use Barbie dolls to do it. And it's like a, what's it called? A stop action movie or something where they're, Anyway, the Barbie's going on and on about something that the barista had said to her. That she's in a Starbucks essentially, and she's going off on the person in front of her because they were being very, very disrespectful to the barista. That's what it is. So this Barbie doll is yelling at this other Barbie doll, and she's saying, at one point, the one that was being mean to the barista says, "Excuse me." And the Barbie doll goes, "Did I sneeze?" It's like the great. I'll have to find it for you and show you after this, but it is so funny. And literally, I feel like that encompasses who Colin is as a person. Like, if something's happening and he's going off and someone says something stupid like that, he's like, "Did I sneeze?
Did I stutter?"
Anywho, moral of this entire podcast: pay attention to the little things, because you never know what's gonna turn into a moment that will matter. We are going to put up on our social media. Let me take that awkward pause out. We're going to put up on our social media a debate for you guys. So if you're listening to this episode on Spotify, there's a poll. If you are listening to this episode on Apple, either go to our Spotify or go to one of our social media channels: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, YouTube. I think that's it. There's so many that you have to keep up with now, but I think that's it. And let us know, do you think life-changing moments are fate or just dumb luck? So if something like, I didn't know it at the time, but that tiny moment literally rerouted my whole life. Sometimes the biggest changes don't start with a grand plan, they start with a throwaway moment. So do you think life-changing moments are fate or are they just dumb luck? And let us know your thoughts here. So we're gonna take this clip and put it on our social media, and then I'm also gonna make a poll for you guys. You have anything else?
No, I think that sums it up. We are happy to be back. I know that I was happy. I will tell you, I'm not gonna try not to get long-winded on this, but I was insanely nervous when we started because I'm like, did we remember how to do this? Are we gonna be able to do this? Did they even miss us while we were gone? Because we missed you. We definitely missed you. We're hoping to get more engagement out of everybody, and we're gonna, continue doing this because again, this was something that I really enjoy doing, and I didn't realize how much I missed it until we started doing it. So hopefully, we're gonna continue doing this. And it's gonna keep getting better. So.
Yes, I had to put an episode together last minute last week because my dogs got into it, and I had to spend some time at the emergency vet with bloody ears and just some craziness. We're getting that figured out. And with Colin traveling, like currently he's in Arizona and he's going to be there for it's now 1 week down, so it's 9 more weeks. No, 10 more weeks.
Holy shit.
And then he'll be home. But I'm trying to get up there and see him for Labor Day weekend. So we'll see what happens. I don't know yet. But I have not seen him since my birthday.
Wow.
July, a month ago.
We're gonna have to do a podcast of how you're handling that.
Honestly, this is my true answer. Okay, I'm not saying this for the camera. The time away is hard. It's absolutely hard. I'd be stupid if I'm like, it's fine. But it is so worth it to me as his friend, as his wife, as his biggest cheerleader, to see how happy he is. And it's not like we don't get to talk. Like I feel like it would be very different if I didn't get to communicate with him in some way.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it to me to see him happy and smile. and feel, I mean, last thing I'll say, I promise, but it's like I'm meeting him all over again. It really is, because he's so self-confident, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love him. I love this journey he's on, and all I want to do is support him on it.
I have nothing else to add. I think we need to close on that portion right there.
Okay. Well, as long as nothing crazy happens in between now and next weekend, we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Do you want to try that outro song? We're gonna try something new.
I have a thought process for it, an outro song, but we can go ahead and do this. Which one was it?
I don't know.
No.
Hey.
It wasn't that one.
Okay, there you go.
I think this is the one we wanted to end, right?
There you go. There you have it. We will catch you in the next one. Bye.